Is a college degree enough to build a successful business? Do you think learning stops after you finish college? In this video, we'll talk about how successful entrepreneurs learn. In my online courses, I always encourage my mentees to keep learning. Meet Mary Grace, a mother of two who is in her late 30s. She was reluctant to start her dessert business at first. Why? Because she was a caregiver by profession. It was her belief that she should have a business degree to succeed. Well, she was wrong. When we had our mentoring session, I told her that having a business degree isn't required to start a business. It's a common business myth people fall for. Whatever your course is, it's not the most important factor in becoming a successful business owner. I know many successful entrepreneurs who are not even college graduates. So when I asked Mary Grace why she wanted to sell her low-carb desserts, her answer was, "Ever since I was young, I have had this caring attitude towards others. Just like any other young girl, I dreamt of becoming a doctor. But my family, they couldn't afford it. All they could afford was to send me to a 2-year caregiving course. Although being a caregiver has its challenges, it was a rewarding experience for me." "Are you still working as a caregiver?" I asked. And Mary Grace answered, "I worked as a caregiver for almost 10 years, Mommy N. But after giving birth to my youngest child, I had to resign and focus on being a wife and mother." So, what brought you to think of starting a business? Well, I've cared for diabetic patients and seen how they cannot live normally. And this gave me a business idea to give them better options so that they can live better lives. "So, exactly what kind of business do you have in mind?" I asked. "I have in mind a low-carb dessert business for health-conscious people." "Anyway, it's only a plan for now, Mami Negosyo," she said. "Oh, but it seems to me you really want to make this happen," I said. "Oh, I do," she replied. "And because I also like to bake, I've been watching free tutorials online to learn more recipes." And that's how I found that Mary Grace took short courses to improve her skills. She's on the right track towards her dream of putting up a low-carb dessert business. So, how do successful entrepreneurs think? Here are my business tips for you to have a mindset like them. Number 1, don't be scared to dream big. It's a business mistake to have small dreams. I want you to think of a sari-sari store. There are many of these in your neighborhoods, right? So, it's obvious that the competition is high because anybody can open a sari-sari store. Now, instead of opening a sari-sari store, you choose to open a mini-mart. And the competition isn't as high compared to a sari-sari store. So, think, if you open a big grocery store in your area, what do you think of the competition? You're right. Chances are the competition is very low. So, the bigger business you have, the fewer competitors you have. I know what you're thinking. Mami Negosyo, isn't it bad to dream big? Of course not. That's only a myth. In fact, God wants us to dream big to fulfill our life purpose. So, let's now go to tip number 2. Be a lifelong learner. I strongly agree with Warren Buffett. He said, "By far, the best investment you can make is in yourself." Not a college graduate? No problem. You don't have a business degree? No problem. Remember, learning doesn't stop when you graduate from college. All successful people are lifelong learners. They learn by talking to people, by asking others, listening, reading, traveling, and observing. Just like Injap Sia, the founder of the famous fast food chain Mang Inasal. Even though he didn't finish college, he didn't stop there. He didn't let his lack of business education stop him from pursuing his dreams of establishing his own business. Because he has big dreams, Injap kept looking for ways to improve his business. He wanted to have many branches so that eventually he could sell his food business. Just like any other business owner, he struggled. But because he wanted to learn more, he would attend seminars and apply what he learned. Whenever he traveled, he observed other cultures and people's buying habits. And look at him now. He's one of the youngest billionaires in the Philippines, if not the youngest. He's just like any one of us. But what made him become the person he is today is because of his entrepreneurial mindset. So remember, continue to learn so you can continue to grow. Be a curious child again. It's more fun to live life that way. See you in the next video.